gun away. Is it you? Is it you? Don't try me now. Tell me who. Hi, Word of Life Voices. Check in with Mama Wade presents Better Health, Better Me every Tuesday and Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, where you can catch me on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and you can also go to my YouTube channel, which is Check In, the letter N, with Mama Wade. We have many topics that we have done already and many to come about bringing you awareness to how you can live your better health self. What I want you to always remember is that you matter. The most important relationship you can have on this planet Earth is with you. Once you make a difference for you, you will make a difference for others. So go to my YouTube channel, Check In with Mama Wade, and there you'll be able to see some of the broadcasts that I have already done, and I want you to
good morning, Big
subscribe
Mac.
while you're there.
I'm having that issue again with Facebook.
Check in with Mama Wade.
Hey,
Mama
son,
Wade, check it out.
funny. Tomorrow, good to see you.
Tell me who. God, you're good. God, you're great. Help me, Lord, to stop his rage. Lord, you see, I'm all alone. I'm doing my best to give him a home. Don't shoot my child. Is it you? Is it you? Put the gun away. Is it you? Is it you? Don't try me now. Tell me who. Is it you? Do what I say. Is it you? Is it you? Oh, my child, I will be true. Mama's a fighter, but not like you. See, the weapons of my warfare, they're not carnal, they're mighty through God to the pulling down the strongholds. Gonna help me raise my child. Don't shoot my child. Is it you? Put the gun away. Is it you? Don't try me now. Is it you? Is it you? Do what I say. Raise my child. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Who's gonna help me raise my child? Tell me who. Tell me who. Who's gonna help me raise my child? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Who's gonna help me raise my child? Tell me who. Tell me who. Honey, all I do is pray. I pray to the Lord every day. Our Father, is it you? Is it you in heaven?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, I don't see the broadcast on my Facebook Live, but what I noticed yesterday, that was after the broadcast, it did post. So, once again, it's Instagram, it's us, it's our Facebook people when they do come on, but we're going to still continue until I find out what had happened, because they might have upgraded my phone or upgraded something, or I might have been in there fumbling around and done stopped it from coming live on my Facebook. And the reason I like it to come up there is because I like to get the comments and the questions, and I like to have you as an audience, as my community of Better Health, Better Me, to be a part of the program. I have never been one that have been big on monologue. I believe dialogue is the bomb. Why? Because we all can learn something from each other. High above 500, I like that. Hey, Pastor Kim, good to see you this morning. Yes. So my subject, once again, is sleep hygiene. And we're still in the area of the theme emotional health, because it do have a lot to do with how we function. Yesterday's program, I brought a lot of things, point out a lot of very important things that I believe will be some help to you in seeing how important sleep is and being able to understand your biological clock, where you would be able to get all that you can get out of your body when you are sleeping. Yeah, that's what they say. So, let's go to today. let's go to today's program. Let's go to today. Let's talk about today. Today, part 2 of sleep hygiene. Hi, Andy Miller. I'm going to be also bringing the 15 test questions for you to be able to see if you have experienced any of the things that I named. Yesterday I gave 15, so I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel and to rewatch Sleep Hygiene Part 1, and that way you'll be able to catch up with where we are today in Part 2. Hi, Miss Corey, good to see you. Okay, let's do it then. You remember yesterday I put out there that over 36 million people are affected with some type of sleep disorder. I believe the number is even more now, because the study I did came from the study that they did back in the 19th century. So we're now in 2022, so I have to believe that 36 million have soared up to a place of really detriment, because it's a place where we don't put too much emphasis on, and that's sleep. A lot of us feel like I can get 2-3 hours of sleep and I can still function. But there are things that are going on within you that is being affected. I'm going to say that again. Even though you can somewhat do 2 to 3 hours of sleep, there's still something going on with the side of you that is being affected for your health. I gave a few of these updates yesterday, and I thought this was interesting to read again. It says an estimate 25% of our labor force, people that work, does some sort of shift work. We're talking about people that work. You got first shift, second shift, third shift. But 25% of our labor force does some type of shift work. They are fighting their body's inborn rhythm. You have a inborn rhythm. You have a biological clock. When you're working these shifts, sometimes you're fighting your body inborn rhythm to work when it's light and sleep when it's dark. You might not be that person. You remember I mentioned the 4 chronotypes that we're going to talk about, chronotypes, and I mentioned the lion, the bear, the wolf, and the dolphin. You might not be that person who work when it's light and then sleep when it's dark. You're coming against your inborn rhythm, your biological clock, because that's not the chronotype that you are. Okay? So sleep is very important. Why don't I now name the other 15 today, and you be able to see if one of them, or maybe more than one, is you, or your mate, or somebody you know. Miss Corey said, that's my son. Wow. So listen to these particular 15 that I'm going to name, and then next week I'm going to finish them up, okay? Now, just listen to them, and you check in your own mind. You know if that's you. I have a chronic cough. I wake up at night wheezing or coughing. I often have sore throats. I'm told that I snore loudly. Although I don't remember it when I wake up, I'm told that while I'm asleep, I stop breathing or gasp for air. I have high blood pressure. Excuse me. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Okay, number 22. My friends or family say they have noticed changes in my personality along with more daytime sleepiness. I have gained weight. I swear a great deal during the night. I sweat a great deal during the night. My heart seems to pound or beat irregularly during the night. I get headaches in the morning. I am losing my sex drive. No matter how hard I try to stay awake during the day, I often fall asleep, even if I had a full night's sleep. When I feel anger, fear, surprise, or other strong emotions, I get a weak feeling in my knees, jaw, or other muscles. Sleepiness is a problem during work or at school. If one of them 15 that I named, and you are able to identify with just one of them, then there is an undiagnosed sleep problem that you might be experiencing. If you have more than one of them, then yeah, we're on a little roll here. That's telling me, yeah, you know what, I do. That's me. I do have trouble sleeping, or I do fall asleep during the day, even though I done got a whole night's sleep. If that's you, then there is an undiagnosed sleep disorder that you are experiencing. Sleep is vital for your life. Sleep is what helps you to be all that you can be. You give your brain and your body time to do the function that it have been created to do. Our bodies, as I mentioned yesterday, have it's so fearfully and wonderfully made that our bodies, while we're sleeping, it repairs itself. So when you cease to give your body the sleep that it needs, and you're dealing with some type of health issue, then the body have a problem repairing that issue because you didn't give it the right amount of sleep that it needs. It have to be the right amount of sleep that's connected or associated with your biological clock. Okay? Your inborn rhythm. Your rhythm, your clock is not like maybe to someone else, someone that's close to you. Might be your spouse, might be your friend, might be your family members. Just because you're all born in the same family do not mean you have the same biological clock. It's different. And each age that we go in, we experience different biological reactions or movements of our bodies. Okay? And remember I said the 4 chronotypes are lion, bear, wolf, or dolphin. And I found out I'm basically a dolphin that's basically connected with a lion. And we'll talk about that even more. So today what I want to talk about is something that we do, and I'm going to give you some more hygiene, sleep hygiene today that you'll be able to take with you as well. Yesterday, our sleep hygiene was get the right amount of sleep when it's all said and done. That was number 1. So I'll be giving you 3 more today that you can add to be able to help you to be this person that can get the right amount of sleep that your body needs so that you can be your better health, better me self. Now, there's something that a lot of us do. I'm actually one of the people who do it, and it's called snoring. And snoring, even though we will make fun of people who snore, some people put stuff on their little nose and watch this. Some people snore so loudly that it irritates or aggravates other people. But snoring is not a laughing matter. Let me say that again. Snoring is not a laughing matter. Snoring is not a laughing matter. Actually, snoring can be dangerous. I'm going to say that again. Snoring can be dangerous. If you are a snorer, and after you hear some of the information today, please go to your primary doctor and ask them, could you see a sleep doctor that specializes in conditions like snoring, because it's usually not on the paper when we fill it out when we get to the office, because a lot of times that's we go in with these diseases or these illnesses, and the doctor treat that instead of now finding out what is the root of these different type of diseases and things that have affected, such as we found out yesterday, hypertension, diabetes, obesity. We found out heart trouble. It's just so many different things that we can get when we are not doing our, when we're not getting the proper health, sleep health that our body needs. Okay, so once again, snoring is not funny. It's actually very dangerous. The decibel levels from snoring can be high enough to actually cause, listen to this here, damage to your human ear. Yeah, I said it. Damage to your human ear. That's why when you're snoring so loud, people be like, would you just turn over or lay on your back or do something? Because, it's affecting their ear gates. And then you can imagine you laying up there doing the snoring unconsciously, you're affecting your own human ear gates. And I have an issue with hearing today in my left ear. My study was showing how it's nothing that we should take as a joke anymore. It's not a comedy act, that person laying up there snoring. It's not. Matter of fact, we don't really consider it funny, and we don't want to harm other people or do something that will have a person to be offended by us. We don't want to do that. But we lay down because we need to sleep, and it just so happened, snoring happens. And I don't even know where it comes from. I know my mama was a snorer in our family, and a few of I wind up being a snorer, and I don't even know if my dad was a snorer. I can't really say. But it's not healthy. Now, if you or your bed partner snores, you and your mate, you should know that snoring has been linked to serious medical problems for both of you. If both of y'all in there snoring, or they say, girl, we was tearing the room down, man, we were gone. Well, if both of y'all snoring, then look out for some serious medical problems to occur. They said approximately 20% of the general population snore, rising to as much as 60% of men over age 40. And what is it doing to them? Ooh, wow. Wow. They call it a condition known as sleep disordered breathing, ranging from the simple snoring to sleep apnea. Simple snoring, vibration of the tissue anywhere along the airway. Complicated snoring, for example, upper airway resistance syndrome. And sleep apnea is complete blockage or a sensation of breathing repeatedly during sleep. Remember I said some people have problems at nighttime sleeping, and some people stop breathing while they're asleep, while we're laughing at them. Simple snoring may be associated with medical problems such as high blood pressure and obesity. Complicated snoring is a strong association with medical problems, disturbed sleep, and excessive daytime sleepiness, which they call EDS. And the sleep apnea associated with hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. Then the question says, why we don't seek treatment. Picture yourself riding on a crowded bus or train. The man next to you starts to cough and cough and cough. How do you react? Well, one, you shield your face with the newspaper, or you turn or lean away from him. Sometimes you get up and you just move away from that person out of fear of catching whatever that person might have, because they're coughing so much. It got to the point where it become disgusting to you, especially during the COVID time. Don't let nobody cough. Don't let nobody sneeze. Everybody, like, you either grabbing your mask or you're looking around at somebody, or if you got a cough or sneeze, which is a natural thing to do, you try to hold it because you don't want people looking at you crazy, right? You can bet that none of this is lost on Mr. Cough. He is embarrassed by the effect he is having on people around him and would like to disappear. And when he gets to work, his colleagues hear and see him cough. They ask him, have you been to a doctor? They are concerned not only that he may have a serious respiratory illness, but that they may get sick too. The same kind of thing would take place at home. All of these expressions of concern and pressures make it far more likely that Mr. Cough will go to the doctor. So what does this have to do with snoring? Well, think of all the pressures Mr. Cough is under. He hears himself cough. He feels it. He accumulates the phlegm in his throat. He sees the people around him turning away. His colleagues and family tell him to go to the doctor. He knows that the cough may indicate that there is an infection or something serious. Now, compare all of that personal and social pressure with what Mr. Snore goes through. Mr. Snore makes more noise than his cousin, Mr. Cough, but he sleeps through it and does not know how bad it is until somebody tells him. Somebody got to tell him. Be concerned. Be concerned if you have a mate that's snoring. Be concerned if your children have started snoring already. Know that there is a health issue that's involved. Know that there is an undiagnosed sleep disorder that's happening with your child, with your mate, with you, with somebody, your friend, when you sleep over with someone's house. Strangers never hear him snore unless he's lucky enough to catch a few winks on the train or the way to work. When he gets to work, his colleagues won't know he has a problem since he would be more or less awake. If he dozes off in a $100 seat at a Broadway show, people may tap him on the shoulder, or his wife or date would elbow him in the ribs. But since there's no danger of contagion, they usually don't change seats. And I noticed that people will, you're snoring. Shh, wake up, you're snoring. Somebody will tap you because you're making some noise. You don't even know you done got into it. Snoring only affects a select group beyond the individual snore, mainly the witnesses. As a result, there's different type of reinforcement for the idea of medical care, something we term socially unacceptable noise. If Mr. Snore lives alone, he may be oblivious to his problem. There's an old philosophical question. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make any noise? If a tree falls in a forest and there's no one around to hear it, does it make any noise? In the sleep business, the answer is easy. Even if there's no one around to hear you sawing logs, it's still a symptom of some very common condition with the potential for great harm. It's serious. It's serious. I'm reading from my study book now so that I can be able to really give this information to you as I have studied it, read it, okay? That's why I'm reading it today. I'll be through with the reading in a little while, but I wanted to really have this segment on snoring so you can see how important it is to go and see about yourself if you are snoring. Here it says, surprisingly, the witness and others may also be in danger. If our snorer has a spouse or bed partner or roommate, they would generally not raise any alarms about the potential harm to their own physical health, as would be the case with persistent coughing. The bed partner would suffer the behavior and report it with some of the usual descriptive figures of speech. You snore like a bear, or the windows were rattling. More troubling, they may say, I slept on the couch. I couldn't take it no more. Worse still, they may say, I can't take it anymore. I'm calling a lawyer. Somebody might want to get divorced. You snore too much. And I believe that if you Google it, somewhere out there, somebody got a divorce because their mate was snoring. And it was too loud. And this was like every night. But the person have an undiagnosed sleep disorder. So instead of leaving your relationship or leaving your marriage or walking out on your family, go to a doctor, the right doctor. Most time we have a primary. Tell the primary. I got a problem. This snoring is breaking up my family. And I found out from Better Help, Better Me that it's damaging me as well. We're not going to talk about my hearing. Lay it out there. There are doctors that specializes in that particular area. There are tests that you would be able to take where they'll be able to see how dangerous your snoring may have got, or if you're just still maybe on the cusp of it. But they will also be able to offer you some type of advice or treatment for the condition. So don't leave your home, don't leave your mate, don't leave your kids, don't walk out on your family. Just go and see about yourself. Okay. It says, but the problem is unlikely to make it as far as a doctor's office. Snoring is contagious and dangerous, but it's not the condition itself that infects your partner. What the bed partner catches is sleeplessness. They can't sleep. And what is this about? This is about sleep hygiene. This is about getting some sleep. So you and me and all of us that are snorers out here, we are affecting our partner because some of them can't get any sleep. Or they got to take them a pill to try to go out so they can get some sleep. Or like they said, they got to get out of the bed that they're in and go and sleep on the couch or something to get some sleep. Because now it can affect their health. It can affect them. In fact, bed partners of snorers suffer almost as much as the snorers themselves, and thus are one of the best predictors of a dangerous sleep disorder. Once again, snoring is a dangerous sleep disorder. I want to finish reading this. Partners of snorers are shown to have their sleep interrupted 20 times a night, versus 27 for the snore. This level of sleep interruption is dangerous when you consider the consequences of sleep deprivation during the day. These secondhand snoring victims can fall asleep while driving or operating a machinery. The people they damage when they doze off could be victims of third band snoring. So what I'm reading here is that it can affect, my snoring can affect my mate who's sleeping this, and then that mate can go out, and then that mate driving or this and that, and because that mate didn't get any sleep at that particular time, sleep can come on you, and they're driving, and they're in a car accident, and now somebody else has been affected, and it's all because of the snoring that the individual that you were with does. Okay, so make sure you go and see about yourself. Make sure your mate go and see about yourself. Take your children, go and see about yourself, and find out what can we do to stop this snoring problem that my mate or my children is having. What can we do now? It says the noise may also make the bed partners deaf. Canadian studies have shown that bed partners of snorers have a substantial incidence of partial deafness in the ear that faces their snoring bedmate. Beyond that, there are psychological conditions such as depression, anxiety, and so forth that can be caused or exacerbated by sleep deprivation. Not all snoring reaches the bed partner's threshold of pain. Occasionally, it can be soothing. I once treated a man for snoring whose wife then came to me to treat her for insomnia. She was so accustomed to sleeping through his snoring that she couldn't get used to the peace and quiet. And isn't that interesting how we are so easy to eventually, if you're in a situation or relationship quite a while, you eventually start getting comfortable or getting used to hearing that sound, or this the way it is. He said the woman had to come from insomnia because now I can't sleep because he's not snoring no more. She's not snoring no more. You know, that's the real deal. That's the real truth. You know, so once again, it's a dangerous thing. I know I'm laughing, but it's a dangerous thing, and we need to go and see about it. Waking up to the dangers of snoring. In the past, if snorers did make appointments with doctors about their condition, the doctor probably simply prescribed ear plugs for the complaining spouse in the past. Now we know, or medical science know, this is a serious matter. You're only giving them an earplug. You give them the spouse an earplug. What about the person who have the snoring condition? However, that doesn't mean that people didn't go to the doctor for snoring-related conditions. They went to the doctor for things like hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, and vascular disease, all of which might well have been connected to their snoring and apnea, but no one knew it. That is changing. It is changing for you and your loved ones right now because you are reading this book. A visit to your family doctor for treatment of these and many more conditions will soon include routine questions about your sleeping habits. Most doctors advise patients with conditions like hypertension and diabetes to lay off greasy burgers, fries, and soft drinks, and to get more exercise. Now, thanks to organizations like the National Heart, Lung, and the Blood Institute, the National Sleep Foundation, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, and sleep societies worldwide, they may also tell you to change the way you sleep. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important for us to get to these doctors. They have special institutions set up to be able to find out, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get some sleep? You know, what rhythm is my biological clock on? And even if my biological clock is operating at that specific time, that means I'm snoring at that specific time. So what do I need to do? I'm sleeping at the right time, but I'm still snoring. So it's best to go and find out what you need to do. If you have to stay in there a week, if you have to stay in there more than one day, if you set up a plan, make an appointment. I need to know what I need to do to save my life and to save my family's life. And you say, help me. Can you help me, please? Let them know that you take this seriously. That you believe, I believe I have an undiagnosed sleep disorder that's affecting my health. Walking around here with high blood pressure and wondering why I got high blood pressure. It's affecting my health. Wondering where the heart disease came from, and here it comes. But the vascular diseases, where all this stuff come from. It's affecting my health. Be adamant, but be humble. And let them know, let them see how serious snoring is. Sleep deprivation is. It's so serious. It's so serious, guys. Nighttime is a third of your life. It should not be ignored. If you have an untreated sleep disorder, your body is suffering and you are paying the price. Go and see about you. You mean a lot. You mean a lot. Woo. There's a lot more to the snoring that I would love to share, but it would take us a little bit too far from where we're going to go. So when we get back next week, we're going to talk a little more about it. If you all have any questions, you can put the questions up on the page, and what I'll do is do a research for you and be able to come possibly with some answers for you, okay? Also, you can go to my website, www.jolindaway.com, and you can send me a message letting me know maybe some questions or some information you'd like to have concerning the sleep deprivation disorder, okay? All right, so we're going to go here to you being able to get some sleep. You remember I said yesterday, especially if you're a Christian, if your person is saved by faith, you have the Bible. That's the sleep hygiene. That should be up. You have the Bible. We'll put that up. If you have, if you acknowledge another faith, then you have whatever book that you have. Mormons have their books. Muslims have their books. Different organizations, different religions have their books. You still also have a place where you can go to find your peace, your rest. You know, that's why you remember I did the program about meditation. Meditation is so vital. It's so vital for you to be able to do it, if it's just 15 minutes a day, to get into a meditative state. And that way, once again, you're resting your mind, you're resting your body, you're giving your system a chance to not be on high alert all the time, and you're bringing down the stress hormones of it. Because our bodies release certain things, that chemicals that can be dangerous for us, as well as chemicals that can be healthy for us. So we do the Bible. I remember that I used to do that. Read me a Bible or scripture before I go to bed, or sit down and read the Psalms. It was something about the Psalms that used to bring me my peace. And you remember, that's what we need, peace. And we need to know not to allow worry and all of them things to go to bed with us. It'll come and take away your peace. Even if your meditation is when you get off work, or your meditation might be before you even go to bed, or your meditation might be early in the morning, or you might do it more than one time a day. You got that option. You can make that call. It's your body. How bad do you want to get that rest? It's so important. It's so important. So the scripture today is taken from Psalms 91, verses 1 and 2. And a lot of you might know that verse, where it says, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, here is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." That's enough there to give you some type of peace, to give you some type of relaxation, because you're dwelling in the shelter. The shelter is a covering of the Most High, the God that you, hallelujah, the God that you choose to be your ultimate. Hallelujah. And then the rest in the shadow. You know, a shadow also have the ability of like covering. The shadow of the Almighty. In them places there is where you can find your rest. You can find your peace, and then you can get your sleep. When you just, even when you're meditating, meditate in that place. Because I want you to get some sleep. I want you to be well. The other scripture that speaks to all of us, I don't give a what's your faith. But this one here is something we need to, it's something that brings about sleep disorder. And it messes with our whole body system. It's called worry. In Matthew chapter 6, 31 through 34, there it says, "So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear?" He said, "For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them." That'll catch in there. Don't worry, because your heavenly Father, the God of your choosing, the God of your salvation, already know that you need them things. So don't let it come against your sleep. Don't let it come against your rest. Don't even let it come against your peace. It said, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." So it's not saying you can't have these things in life. You can have it. But you have to make sure you put yourself in a right standing, in a right place, so that you'll be able to receive all the things that you need. So you won't have to ride on the bandwagon of worry. Worry is a killer. Worry will come and will wipe you out. Worry gives you ulcers. Did you know that? Worry can cause you to start bleeding. Worry can give you worry can come against that sleep that we're talking about. I can't even imagine a snorer laying down, worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. Listen to this. "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." I'm living in the day. I'm living in today. Yesterday happened. Yesterday had its own little troubles and whatever was connected with yesterday. But it's up to me not allow that thing to come over into today. My today. My today is vital. My today, it gives me health. It gives me life. So I can't have what happened yesterday to step into my today of what's happening now. Because it said, don't worry about what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, where you're going to live, what you're going to drink. Don't worry about none of that. Abide up under the shadow of the Almighty. Stay within his shelter. Put it all on the altar. Come unto me, all ye who are heavy laden and burdened, I'll give you rest. Put it all on the altar and get your sleep. Each day has enough trouble of its own, and this day just started. And it could come from a phone call you might get from someone. I just talked to my sister, and she let me know that a very good friend of hers that was like a sister, that she went home to glory. Expect that call today. But each day got its own. So when you're trying to build all of that, what happened yesterday, what happened day 4 yesterday, what happened, because see, last month, what? Let it go. Give it to him. Move on. Live. Do what you need to do to get your rest. Do whatever you need to take to get your peace. And then do everything you can to get your sleep. Don't laugh at a snorer anymore. And I gave you enough information today to let you know it's dangerous. They're in a dangerous state. And you are too. Because it affects the whole family. When we have undiagnosed sleep disorders. Please take me serious. Please take every information that comes from Better Health, Better Me serious. I do my study. I apply it. I see where it's applicable for me also. So I'm growing with you. We're doing this thing together. I have not arrived. I'm like you. We're still making our way forward into a better health, better me space. Woo! You are amazing. You are awesome. You are the world. You're the world to God. Be the world to yourself. And don't get upset when somebody say, you know what, I need to, I'm going to change the way we eat up here in the house. Listen, we're not going to be staying up late anymore. Not unless, you know, you got one of them people that's, they're called, the late people are the wolves. Not unless it's a wolf. A wolf their chronotype, they are people that stay up late, do the nighttime. Okay, so as we're getting ready to go down, let me give you a little information about the chronotypes. A little information about the chronotype, because next week I'm going to be able to give you even more detail. I told you what I'm going to do is to, I'm going to have it put up on my website, all of the questions that I want you to answer, and you're going to submit the questions to me, and then I'm going to submit them, and we're going to find out what you specifically are. Only the ones who send it to me I will be able to do this for you. And you will go on my website, www.jolinawade.com, and on there you will send and you will answer them questions. The questions will be up next week. Don't go today because they're not up today. They'll be up next week for you to be able to answer those questions, okay? Let's find out what biological clock you are. Let's find out what chronotype you are. You remember I said that they're the chronotypes that we have out here. Is this it? Nope, let's see if I can. You remember I said the chronotypes are lion, bear, wolves, dolphin. I know you all can't see it on Instagram. That's why I'm going to say it out so you can be able to see it. But if you go to my Facebook Live page, my Facebook page, which I'm quite sure it probably will be showing again, you'll be able to see it then. Okay? Chronotypes are lion, bear, wolves, or dolphin. You're one of them. You're definitely one of them. Just briefly, if you have a lion personality, that's a type A personality. The lions are considered the early birds. Their biological clock is set up for them to rise early. They rise like from 4:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning. They up. They say they're the best COO workers. They up. They're making sure everything is in place. Everything is set. And they're not tired because their clock, their biological clock, their inborn rhythm, have them up at that particular time. Now, everybody's not a lion. You got some people that are bears. Bears are the ones, and that's the majority of society. They got the highest number of people when they did the test. Bears are people who get up with the sun, and they go down with the moon. And bears, you can reckon, because bears are also extroverts. Them the ones that like to go out and like to socialize, and they're just some upbeat people, But they go down early. They go down with that moon. But they up with the sun. Wolves are night owls. They are mostly in a space we call like maybe introverted. But they are the night owls. Them the ones that they don't function that good on a lion's biological schedule. They don't function that good on the bear schedule. They are night people. It seems, are you the type of person where at nighttime it seems like you're up. You're able to do everything. You're thinking clear. You're able to do this and do that. Oh my God, it's going down because you are a wolf. Your chronotype is wolf. And then there's the last one that's called the dolphin. The dolphins are the ones that's brain is half sleep and the brain is half awake. They also have a type A personality. They have a lot of anxiety because they can't sleep. So you need to find out what is the right time for me as a dolphin to sleep, because this is what my biological clock is on. I'm not talking about a clock the alarm clock to wake you up. No, I'm talking about your biological clock, your body. It will wake you up. When you know your chronotypes and you know what they do, they will tell you when it's the right time to eat, when the right time to exercise, the right time to be intimate. They will tell you the right time to do your runs or this and that. Once you know what your chronotype is, and we're going to talk more about it, like I said, next week. I want to really dive into it because it's a very interesting. It was a very interesting study that I went in on and I did. Okay, so we're getting ready to come down now. So now what I want to do is share with you some more of, and I said I want to put this up. I want to put this up here too. I want to add it to the banner. Okay, I want to put up a few things that we have as sleep hygiene. Yesterday we did the first one, which it was get the right amount of sleep. And usually they say some people are 8 hours sleep, some people can do 9 hours sleep. It all depends on your chronotype, your biological clock, how your hours will work for you. So you got to get the right amount of sleep. So 2 to 3 hours of sleep is not good. It's not healthy for anyone. I'm going to tell you now. It's not healthy for anyone. It's about sleeping at the right time. Once you sleep at the right time, because a lot of times when we go against our biological clock or our chronotype, then we're forcing ourselves to be a bear or to be a lion, and that's not what you are. So you don't get the right amount of sleep that you're supposed to get. And that's a lot of people who work during the day. They work in the AM, even though they work for various reasons. I want to be there when the kids get home. I want to be able to have more time with the family. Or that's just the best time to work. A lot of people do that, and everybody that works in that morning shift is not necessarily what we call morning people. They're not necessarily lions. They're not necessarily bears. You got wolves that try to work that schedule, and they start getting tired of sleepy at a certain time. Our next hygiene, here you go. Keep a regular schedule. Keep you a regular schedule. Why? Because now you're you're training your body to get used to being able to go down at that right particular time. You have to retrain it. Well, read what the book says. It says, work with your biological clock by maintaining regular bedtimes and wake-up times, 7 days a week, weekends too. This may be harder than it sounds because it means that you must get up at the same time each morning, even if you had trouble sleeping the night before, because you're training your body. The sun sets and rises at pretty much the same times, day to day, although that time changes subsequently over the course of the seasons. You may want to make up for lost sleep, but the world won't cooperate because your eyes respond to sunlight and also to darkness. To get back in sync with your circadian rhythm, and return to good regular sleep may take several bad nights. It would be a little bit easier to do this if you keep a sleep diary to track your progress over the entire 24 days as you adjust. Keep a regular schedule. Get you a sleep diary. And you'll know, your body will let you know when it's ready to go down, and your body will let you know it's ready to wake up. Find out what your biological clock is saying. The next one is, for you, another sleep hygiene. Let your responsibilities dictate your bedtime. Don't forget that you have a day job. We live in a 24/7 world, but we are not 24/7 animals. Whatever part of the 27 world you work in, you should use the time of your greatest responsibility. Work, school, taking the kids to school, and so on to schedule your sleep. Yes, you have responsibilities, but you should find some time in there to schedule. Isn't that crazy? We got to schedule our sleep. Just like I have to schedule myself to be at this job at a certain time, I have to schedule my body to sleep. It says, for example, if you work normally 9 to 5, but you frequently have 8 o'clock business breakfast, figure out the time you need to get up, shower, commute, and so forth to get to your appointment. Say that's 6:30. Then count back the hours you calculated as your sleep need plus 30 minutes. There. You have your bedtime. Conflict with a favorite TV show. That's why VCRs and TVs were invented. We're going to get to that. You got to cut that TV off. All right, time is going. Let me get to the last one that I'm going to do today, and it's simply relax. Just relax. You have to be unusual not to worry about something these days. But if you are the type of person who obsesses, you ought to do something about it. Some people find it helpful to write down their concerns or make a to-do list for the next day several hours before going to bed. But don't leave the list on your bed table or even in your bedroom, where it will surely cry out for you in the middle of the night. A warm bath, some quiet music, or some relaxation exercise such as deep breathing can also be helpful. So, I have given you now 4 sleep hygienes, 1, 2, 3, that you can use to be able to help you to make it through a day. Do me one and go to my YouTube channel. Check in with Mama Wade. And while you're there, subscribe. You'll be able to see the message for today. You'll be able to see part 1 of sleep hygiene, which I did yesterday. And then you'll be able to see the other previous messages that I brought to you. Other teachings that's in there for you to be your better health, better me self. Like I told you all, and I'll let you know soon when I'm getting ready to now be able to put Better Health, Better Me on the road. She's going to be Better Health, Better Me, Traveling Health. And once I come to your Pacific City, which I'm going to need you to invite me there, then we're going to have a whole, really just take one great day session where we have different things that I'm going to be bringing you all that's going to be able to help you to be your better health, better me self. There would be gifts, there would be definitely exercises. We would have some deep meditation. We would have some programs where we'll be talking to you about some other matters just deeper than what you can experience or would expect. But you're going to have an experience. It's going to be an experience that you're going to always remember. And we're going to push that off in 2023. But I want you to definitely, when I give you the word, I would like for you to send me in my website, www.jolindawade.com. You would go to my website and you would send me where you live at. Some of you are going to put it up on the screen when I ask for it. And you're going to tell me where you live. And then you're going to tell me if you want to host me in your city. If you want to host Mama Wade in your city to bring better health, better me. And then we're going to go into more talk about it on what we have to do in order to get this thing going. Because I want you to be a part of it. I don't want to just, I'm in your city. No, I want you to be a part of it because you will be a testimony to the effect that better health, better me might have had on you or with your life. So that's coming up. 2023 we off, but I'm going to probably next month. I'm going to start asking for the cities. If not next month, in November, so we can, when I get to the table with the person that God have attached to my life in this particular area here, when we get to the table, when we get to the meeting room, then we'll be able to start planning it out. Then I will get in contact with you and will let you know if your city have been chosen that we will be able to come to for the year 2023. Okay? All right. Listen, Mama Wade loves you. Remember, your sleep is vital. Remember, if you are a snorer, it's time that you go to your family physician and you let him know, I have a problem. And my problem is killing me and it's killing my family. And we want to do something about it. Okay? All right. I love you, and I pray this information did help you today. It's about me giving my time to you on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, that you will be blessed. This is Mama Wade checking out. Hey, my beautiful niece. I love you, Thelma. My Big Mac. Thank you, Mac, for posting everything up. Thank you all who have came on today. I pray that you guys take this serious, man. We got to do it. Limitless said, my family says I snore and I sleep with the television on. I have work to do. Yeah, you do, Limitless. Yes, you do. Can't wait to see you Thursday. You and me both. You and me both. We're going to do this thing, though. We're going to do this thing. Like I said, hey, I'm working this thing with y'all. Well, I'm going to have to turn that TV off, too. All right. Can't wait till tomorrow so we can talk a little bit about it. Pray you'll be able to come to class. But God bless you all. I love you all. And I will see you all next week. Limitless, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. God bless you all. Have a great day.